This is a chapter manga review for chapter 14 of Yakusoku no Neverland. Spoilers ahead, I will be discussing plot points that are relevant for this chapter and maybe also like for future plot points because I already am reading Promise Neverland for the third time. So chapter 14 is titled Trump Card, and what I love about this is the highlights on Ray's body language, his hands, the way that they are drawn, his confrontation with Norman, their shadows that are shown on the wall, the chapter cover art, Emma looking so sad amidst a pile of books, Ray walking down the library where there are piles and piles of books, brings out distraught. Emma is leaning on her knees as if she's about to cry when she realized the truth that Ray is the spy. In this chapter, Ray revealed to Norman that the reasons why he volunteered as a spy for Mama Isabella, it's for two things: to probe the outside world, to obtain demands or kinds of various junks or toys to maybe that he needs to use to build the transmitter device, the device to break the transmitter in their ears. And so Ray is bragging about how he's the golden egg, how the farm has been cultivating him, how Mama Isabella is not gonna ship him off right away. We know that there are deeper reasons why Mama Isabella does not want to ship Ray right off the bat, but Ray is saying on this chapter that harvesting him or killing him right away is something that's too costly for Mama, because Ray is acting as the spy to control the children, to control the flow of information. And Ray made a deal with Mama. It's shown in a flashback how he is demanding for two things: that he'd be compensated for his work and that he would not be shipped right off the bat. So it's very interesting. What I do love about the comic panels in the manga is Ray's body language, particularly his hands, the way he sits and the way he moves his hands. His looks really looks as if he is composed, he is sure of himself, he is someone who's not gonna be fooled easily. And that's why Norman says at the last pages of the chapter he's not easy to trick, unlike Emma. And so another thing is that Norman asked Ray, could you really destroy the trackers? And so Ray admitted he prepared, tested using various junks to build the device to break the transmitters, and he has been doing it for many years. What an impressive 11-year-old boy. That's why I love Yakusoku no Neverland. I am so in love with this manga. The characters are all so tense and builds the suspense, and it just like craves me to just go to this world, just go do it. And there's even a panel where Norman and Ray are sitting on each of their beds, and they're having a conversation about how Ray is the strongest trump card at this moment. And that look that Poskudamizu drew on Ray, it's as if he's really a sinister guy, and it's perfect for him. His black hair is just perfect for him. His eyes are like just bulging. His eyes are just like soulless, especially with a fringe of his, or the bangs of his covering his one eye. Really tells me that Pascal just blew the readers right off the bat with his hands drawn the way that they are. And so really phenomenal job. I really love this. He's one of the best characters in the first arc of this series. And so really emphasizing on his hands, the way he moves them and points to Norman, to make sure. Ray was saying that he was making it sure that Norman and Emma, don't get killed right away. And so that's why he's been preparing for the 6 years. That's the reason why he became a double agent. And he said that it all depends on the conditions. I'm not your enemy, nor am I your ally, but whichever side is most favorable, I will side with that. So it really goes to show that is uh, Ray wants Norman to agree with his plans for his favor, telling Norman that I want you to trick or fool Emma into tricking everyone. I'm going to cross the line between Dawn and Gilda, so only four of us, or only five of us, should be able to make out, leave everyone behind. Norman, of course, doesn't feel right about this, and even in the English translation of the manga, there's a like the atmosphere really sells out or calls out doom. And Ray was saying that they're just dead weight lost, that they're just gonna be a burden. And there's a panel, the beautiful panel of confrontation, where Ray is pointing his hand down and the shadows are reflecting. The shadows are being drawn against the wall. Ray is saying to Norman, if you're gonna die anyway, you can just walk to your deaths here on this farm. A very beautiful drawing. I really love that, and that's the reason why I love volume 2 of the manga. So Norman was asking, didn't you want us to survive? And then Ray was saying, if you were to die soon either way, then go ahead, be shipped. So are you gonna be in with me or not? Are you gonna be in on my plans or not? And Norman, in his inner monologue, he says, even if it's just gonna be a lie, I'm gonna go with what Ray is saying right now, even if it's just gonna be a lie. And then there's a panel where Ray just holds out Norman's shoulder as if he is threatening Norman, and Norman's eyes just opened wide. And oh my gosh, I really couldn't think of what Norman heard from Ray at that point. It could be Norman's gonna be shipped out soon, or Emma's gonna be shipped out soon, and that it's a threatening level. And look at that serious face that Ray has. His face seems as if he regretted saying what he said to Norman. So it could be just to intimidate Norman even more, because he knows that Norman loves Emma and he's not gonna give up on Emma's wishes to bring everyone. Norman was saying in his inner monologue what an amazing trump card we have. We have Ray as the trump card. He has so many sources of information, and he even said on the fan translation that it would be best to go with Ray, but he still would like to become like Emma, who can save as many people as he can. And we can see in the later panel of the manga that Ray sneak into Mama Isabella, providing his reports on Sister Crone and his best friends. And then Isabella told Ray, your reward is gonna come soon. I already obtained it for you. Ray is the polar opposite of Norman. Norman wanted to save everyone, but Ray realized that he can only save as a few people in his capacity, because that's the reality of this world. And he has been planning on this plan of his, long-term plan, for almost over 6 years, or already for 6 years since he started out this plan. He started out when he was like 5 years old, looking at the gate with Emma and Norman. And from 5 years old to 11 years old, 6 years, that's the amount of time that Ray spent planning or preparing just to help Norman and Emma get away from the farm, or get away from Gracefield. Even in his inner monologue, he's saying, I don't give a damn about what all of you want. I'm not gonna let Norman and Emma walk straight towards their grave. So for Ray, Norman and Emma are the most precious people in his life, perhaps because it made his time in the farm or in Gracefield or in the orphanage really happy, despite him knowing the truth. And there's even a foreshadowed the inner monologue of Ray. There's no way I'm letting this 6-year-long plan of mine go up in smoke. And so the word smoke just sparks foreshadowing events in down the road for this series. I really love it. And so that's chapter 14. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much and have a great day.